Initiating transmission. Now transmitting to 47 FM.
Yo, 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 welcome to episode 23 of Two Dudes in a Room, the best fucking podcast on the internet. Oscar, how are you doing?
Yo, you know me. Actually, this week has been a stellar week for me because I was named God Emperor of Zorbulon 9, and I just kind of landed on the planet, you know, when we were going to restock fuel, and they took one look at me. They said they saw that dog in me, and then they voted me Emperor. So I just. It's been a wild fucking week.
You're not giving them the full picture there, Oscar.
What? I landed on the planet. They were like, "Oh, damn, that dude! Like, he looks like he has the swagger and charisma of a black teen." And
they don't even speak English. They didn't say that. First off, and second off,
well, it was in their body language.
They did like you. They liked you, but you took it a bit too far because you were just feeling yourself, and you started hitting on the fucking king's wife, the queen, and they felt all awkward. So to get you the fuck out of there, they just named you God Emperor and then got you to leave because you were kind of creeping on her. I remember that. And it turns out that their whole planet's most treasured object is a holographic pocket pussy that's state of the art. So now we have that in the ship now. And I saw you using that before the show. I just want to point that out. That's why you're in such a good mood right now. You're not normally in this good of a mood when we start these transmissions. You are happy-go-lucky. You look like fucking Mickey Mouse today. You look like you took a trip to Candyland. You're so fucking happy.
I'm really gumping it today, boys.
What did that thing do to you, Oscar?
Let me say,
is your dick the same?
It's probably never going to be the same again. But I'm doing really well right now. I'm doing really well.
Yeah, I'm doing good too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, who cares?
Wow.
Yeah, I just love the energy that we're bringing to this podcast. Already, I can already tell it's going to be top one.
It already is top one, dude. It already is top one.
Top two.
Top two.
Yeah, I mean, episode 14.
Are you doing the Cyndi Lauper thing again?
Episode 14.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying our show was top two.
No, in the canon of the show, this is probably going to be top two.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But we got a special question today, which I'm a big fan of. And that is, what would you do if World War III hit? If it just started? What are you going to do? What's your plans?
Which is a funny question to ask us in the future. And no spoilers, but that might be on the horizon.
The shit that's going on in 2023, dude?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I will say, who asked this question, by the way?
I'm just going to say it. I don't want to spoil them, for World War III.
Right.
But don't trust anything that Beyonce says. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and be kind of wary of Papua New Guinea. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, you gave me a little too much there. But they'll figure it out.
All right.
Well, the question was submitted by someone named Zombucks, which I don't actually know what that is in reference to now that I think about it.
Me neither.
It's probably like a Roblox reference.
I
Zombucks?
Don't care anything for Roblox, but...
I mean, that's the proper stance to take.
Yeah.
Regarding Roblox.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we can agree on something for once.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. This is probably the first time we've agreed on anything.
That's how you know that game is fucking trash.
Yeah.
Is that both Oscar the casual and I, the real gamer, are like, dude, fuck this fucking game.
I don't
Isn't
like
that right,
how,
Oscar?
I don't.
Well, what's the first thing you would do? Like if World War III hit, well, if it hit. We know what happened.
Quote unquote.
But if it hit, like what would be, what's your, because I know what my first thing is.
Well, I think you should probably go first because mine's going to be more boring.
But isn't that our normal format, Oscar?
No, I don't. Anyway, I just think I think mine's is more cut and dry.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Well, first off, I'll say 3 is a cool number for a world war.
Yeah.
So it's got to be the best one.
You remember when in World War One they said it would be the war to end all wars?
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to release a sequel.
Yeah.
And then they did. And I think
did.
World War II was pretty good, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
Oh, no. It was way better than World War One.
You think it was better?
Oh, yeah. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Germany again?
Yeah, I couldn't have seen that coming.
Wild.
I couldn't have seen that coming.
After taking such a big L, they really were like, let's run it back.
Run it back.
And then
Run it
lost
back.
again. Wild.
Yeah, but no, I think I just want to put that out there. I think World War III, that's a cool number for a world war. But it really does depend on what the fuck is happening. Now, assuming that this is a world war, we can just go ahead and say it's a fucking conflict that is involving all the first world countries. Can we say that?
Sure.
Can we set that forward in the hypothetical
Sure.
here?
It'd have to be a world war. It'd have to be like the entire world was...
this isn't a Cold War.
Yeah.
This isn't like...
Well, the entire world minus, what is it, like Switzerland or whatever those cowards are calling themselves these days?
Switzerland. They still call themselves Switzerland.
Yeah.
They never changed their name, actually.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
weird. Yeah.
But anyway. So it's taken, every first world country is involved in this conflict. So here's all I'll say. If it seemed
minus
like...
Switzerland.
Minus, yeah. Well, yeah. If it seemed like... If it seemed like nuclear action was going to be taken, I would honestly be pretty convinced that the world's going to end.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine that that's like a nuclear apocalypse scenario, and not to mention the fucking up the tectonic plates. We have enough nuclear explosives to fuck up the Earth. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
crust of the Earth.
Right.
So I would be pretty hell bent on well, this is it. You know what I'm saying? If we make it out of this alive, we're fucking lucky.
Yeah. What would you personally, Nathan Hershey, what would you do?
Obviously I'm Nathan Hershey.
Right. War were declared, right?
Man.
And let's say it wasn't. Let's say it's like last time to where we were dragged into the war. We tried to stay out of it, but then somebody attacked Hawaii again, and then
If I had
had to
time,
be dragged into it.
Yeah. I get what you're asking. If I had time to get out of America, I probably would.
Well, that kind of doesn't help in the event of a world war. Where would you go?
I would go.
You would go to Switzerland, wouldn't you? You fucking coward.
I would go to. What are you gonna do? Fight? What are you gonna take up arms and fight him yourself? You're not any less of a coward than I am.
Okay. I'm
Exactly.
I'm not going to spoil my answer.
Oh
but
my
go ahead.
god, this guy. No, honestly, I would probably go to a place where getting hit with a fucking nuke is the least likely in my evaluation. So that wouldn't necessarily be Switzerland because it's smack in the middle of Europe. But I don't know. I don't want to bore the listeners. The point is, I would go somewhere where I'm not going to get fucking blown up. You know what I'm saying? I'd go somewhere where I'm not going to get blown up. That's what I'm saying.
So you're not one of those guys.
It could still be, honestly, it could still be in America. There's probably, because there's several places in America that it's not exactly on, the list of places that need to be hit first. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's Washington, D.C.
Well, I'm going to ask you, if you stay in America,
Where?
there's a high likelihood of you being drafted.
When I'm 27?
Yeah. Yeah, you think they give a fuck if you're 27? What?
Do they really
what
have...
are you going to say?
Wait,
I'm sorry, Mr.
Do they really have no, restrictions at all?
Well,
because I know they're usually... I know when it's not a draft, they're picky.
Yeah.
When it is a draft, they aren't.
Not really.
Yeah, but I don't meet the physical fitness requirements. You know what I'm saying?
You think they...
I don't meet the BMI requirements.
Bro, they do not give a shit. They were dragging any... If you were a male... military age, you're going, dude.
That's before 34, right?
Dude, they're even.
What's military age? That's what I'm asking.
So for the draft, dude, they would take anybody, as long as you could fight, if you didn't have a missing leg or something like that.
All right. Well, I'd probably first thing I'd do is probably cut my leg off, and then I'd probably move to Missouri.
Why? Why
I
Missouri?
don't know, man.
Yeah, but no, they're coming for you, bro.
Whoa, hey, no pause.
Pause. I guess that. I don't know.
America's fucking Uncle Sam is coming for you.
Yeah.
buddy.
But I would just say, yeah. There's a high likelihood if it got bad enough, you're probably going to be drafted.
Well,
if
I
you
didn't
stayed
even
in
get to
America.
get through my whole thing.
Okay.
But I think the thing you're bringing up is a relevant counter to what I said. I think you're right that in all likelihood, I would get drafted. So I'd probably get the fuck out of America. And Nick is on the same page. I know he would too. Because I'm not loyal enough to this country to fucking do that shit anyway. And honestly, it's probably some politician's fault that we got involved in the war. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'd fucking get out of America. I'd chill. I'd try to lay low. And I will say, I don't know how to do this, but we can all say from looking at the history books that conflicts of this scale have huge economic, ramifications.
Right.
Mostly negative, but some very positive. Right?
Right.
So if I could find some way to take advantage of the extremely tumultuous economic situation, then I would try my best to do that. And maybe you know what I'm saying? Like if it affected real estate, do something there. If it affected whatever, I'd try and this is like a world event. Like I have the ability to profit off this.
You would leave, not fight, and then try and reap the benefits of the world as it was trying to.
Even better, I'll become
Nathan.
I'll become an arms dealer.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Right.
I'd sell weapons to both sides.
You would become an arms dealer.
I'd sell weapons to both sides.
I'm glad that we didn't say this had to be realistic.
Yeah. I'd sell weapons to both sides and not fight.
Nathan Tony Stark Hershey.
I was thinking more Nicolas Cage from what's that one movie? You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like the arms dealer, Lord of War. I was thinking more Nicolas Cage from Lord of War, personally.
You've seen Lord of War, but not Back to the Future.
Oh
wow.
yeah. I've seen most movies from Nicolas Cage. I don't even like him. I think I have a Nicolas Cage type of nose, So maybe that's why I'm drawn to him. People with large noses are all kind of we're like a hive mind.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Not really, but
you're not picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm not picking up what you're putting down. But
wow.
I would just like to. So you would leave America. How would you do that?
Again, this is all under the assumption, right, that there's massive nuclear fallout. Okay, if that wasn't the case, and it was just a sort of, if nuclear war wasn't involved, I would be more likely to stay in America.
Okay,
I'll say that much because all jokes aside, we're pretty safe here in fucking Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're pretty safe. So in fucking Round Rock. So, I feel like, if there's not a nuclear...
I feel like if nuclear war were to happen, it wouldn't matter where you went.
That's just untrue, but I get what you're saying. But
I mean, if enough nuclear war happened, it really wouldn't matter where you went.
But if we're talking about the realm of probability, then you can't just construct a scenario where nowhere's safe.
I'm saying India...
You're saying if the world ends?
Do you understand? Do you understand what happens? If
Russia? I did just say 5 minutes ago that I think we have enough nuclear war
yes.
Power to destroy the tectonic plates, and that the Earth is done.
If Russia, let's say, for instance, if Russia were to have a nuclear strike on,
we would intercept it. We have all the infrastructure. We can literally intercept any missile they fire at us.
If they hit a NATO country.
Oh yeah.
Then what would happen is something called mutually assured destruction.
I know. That's why I said that I think that the Earth is fucked if nuclear warfare happens.
Yes,
but
that's why I'm saying that it wouldn't matter.
But I'm gonna try my best because who knows? We don't know how those.
Where would you go?
This is what I'm trying to tell you, Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You think people in the middle of World War I knew how it was going to end?
No.
Obviously, right? Obviously. So, yeah, sure, it's mutually assured destruction. We're probably fucked, like I said at the beginning of the show.
Right.
But I'm not just going to fucking give up. I'm going to at least try to go to a place where I have the best chances. I feel like that's reasonable.
My question is, how would you accomplish that?
I have enough money to travel. That's all I need.
So you're assuming that you can fly or get a ship to wherever you're going to go.
Well, what I said in the beginning was assuming that the borders of America aren't, locked down or some shit. That's why it depends on the scenario, Look, I'm going to do the best I can in the situation. That's all I'm trying to say. If I can fly, if I can leave the country, I'll do it. If I can't fly or I can't leave the country, I'm going to go to a part of the country that isn't going to get fucking nuked first.
I'm going to ask, are you taking just you or are you taking your family? Like,
I'd try and take my family for sure. I'd try and like work something out with them. I'd try and convince friends. I know Nick would be trying to travel too. I'd definitely try and like help people. But we'd need to move fast. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like there's not time for dilly dallying.
Right.
So
or chicanery.
Yeah, no chicanery, no shenanigans.
No,
I might even
definitely no shenanigans.
Might even say, yeah.
No horseplay.
No horseplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna win this because you know too many fucking stupid ass sayings. Like finer than a frog's hair split 4 ways. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a saying. Just study up on them, I guess.
I'm never gonna do that.
But I think for me, well, like I said, mine's going to be a little bit more boring because I'm in the IIR, which basically means I'm like a civilian reservist. So as soon as World War III would break out, I would be activated again and I would be dragged back into military service. So I would then have to go and do whatever the Air Force needed me to do. So yeah, and I would do that until I died, I guess.
Air Force people.
Well, I mean, as an airman, I probably wouldn't be in. I can't see myself being in like too much danger, depending on where they sent me. But yeah, that it all depends.
You don't want to be on the front lines.
Well, also with my job, in the front lines.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the front lines.
Do I want to be?
Yeah.
No. Would I?
Coward. You see how that works?
Well, here's the difference. Would I if I had to? Yes.
Because you have to. No shit.
Well, not if I had to. Like, I wouldn't avoid it. I wouldn't actively avoid it.
That doesn't even matter because you don't have a choice. From the minute you sign, I mean,
yes, I do have a choice. I could desert. But I wouldn't do that.
Okay, you have less of a choice than I have. Is the point I'm trying to make? I don't have to worry about
you have more. You have just as much choice as I do.
No, I don't have to worry about leaving being considered deserting. That is factually more choice I have. I have more freedom than you in that regard. That's what I'm saying. Like you.
Well, you have.
You're going to be activated before draft starts. You get me?
No.
You don't think that's going to happen?
Well,
exactly.
Yes.
So you have less choice than me. Even if it's by 5%, you have less. But no, I was just saying that to get back at you. I don't actually think you're a fucking coward.
No, I'm saying that in the event that I would be reactivated, even if I was reactivated into, let's say I was reactivated, they put me back into the Marine Corps, I would be in the front line. Like,
what if they made you hike that? What if they made you hike the mountain again? Would you desert?
What?
They made you do the what is it called? The Crucible?
Oh,
if they made you do that again, would you desert?
No.
Yeah, you would.
First of all, they wouldn't because.
But if they did, though.
No.
Yeah, you gotta. We gotta make sure all the Marines are ready. So you guys gotta hike this fucking mountain.
No, I would definitely. Yeah, I'd go back because when I went in, you go in knowing that like. These things are possible, and if they were to happen, then you have to go and fight for your country. And I signed on the dotted line. I knew full well what I was getting myself into. Well, not full well, but like I knew that was a possibility. And so, having done that, I'm going to do my part.
Yeah, you decided when you fucking signed up that if World War X
I'm not as happy-go-lucky as some of the guys I knew in the military who were like, oh man, I watched. There's some people who I met.
I think it's not a thing that you should be happy about. You know what I mean?
Dude, there's some people that I met who literally played Call of Duty and watched Band of Brothers and was like, I just want to do that.
They romanticize.
Yeah, they romanticize it where they think it's like.
Meanwhile, literally any soldier who has been actively involved in a conflict, especially overseas, will tell you, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
almost unilaterally.
I don't think
A world war? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's different than being stationed in just like a place.
Yeah.
That's like a big deal.
I think a lot of people, and I think in like some of the media that like in video games and movies and stuff like that, like people just like really buy into the idea of like being like a martyr, I guess. Like just wanting to go in there and like, you know, stack bodies and shit. Like that's something that's like in the psyche of like in American
Which I
specifically.
think is kind of fucked up.
Well, that's how the military. If they didn't do that, the military would have a lot less people, you know, wanting to go.
Oh, for sure. I mean, all that we're saying there is that America's military stands to benefit from those people thinking that way.
Oh, yeah,
but I
for
still
sure.
think it's kind of fucked up. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't think that one should. I'm not trying to get all philosophical on the show, but I don't think that one should fucking, you know, simplify going to war as, oh, let me stack up some bodies for my country.
Oh, dude,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of fucked up.
You would be surprised.
No, I believe you.
like,
I 100% believe you that people are like that. I've seen it. I 100% believe.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't agree with it. I think it's fucked up.
No, in the it is. I think of war as like something that's like a not a necessity, but it's a I feel like it's almost an inevitability.
Yeah, that I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Yes, if it were to
Humans
happen,
are not gonna get along.
You should do as much as you can to protect your home.
There's too many things set up. There's too many alliances set up, right? There's too many like obligations that countries have to each other at this point in the game for there not to be a conflict that involves all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we've seen, especially with fucking World War One. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Some dude fucking assassinated some guy, and then another country had to like do something about that, and because that country was allied to another country, it like set up this like cascading. It's like, dude, that was fucking then.
Yeah.
You know, we're in 2023 where there's like even more alliances in place.
Right.
So, and I would say war now more than ever is an economic and information proxy war. So, plus you have the nuclear threat present as well.
Oh yeah.
It's just the like I feel like the more developed we get as humans, the more dire, the more serious
the situation
gets. Like the more, I'm not trying to be a doomer, but war is a lot more dangerous now. Because just from the nuclear threat alone, like we just got better at making weapons, so now it's like we're not shooting each other in the trenches anymore. I
think that I don't think in the beginning of the war would be that bad.
In the beginning,
in the beginning of the war, it would probably be like a regular, like a normal ground fought war, or like, you know, planes and shit. What I think is, at the moment that like they're in the capital city and like, you know, you're about to get taken over, I feel like there's going to be somebody who's like, well, I'm not losing. Like,
yes,
they're going to pull a mega me, and they're going to be like, you're not going to do me dirty like this. And so
there's already like people. I mean, we saw it with Ukraine. You know what I'm talking about? Like Putin was like, hey, if y'all fuck with me, I will consider this an act of war.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like he was already at that point.
Yeah.
And that was just him.
Yeah.
So I totally agrbe with you. I think it's inevitable. It's just a matter of, guys, can we please not kill the earth?
You'd have to hope that there'll be somebody who like has like a cooler head about it and will just like not listen to Putin or whoever, and like because
would
Putin's
you describe the people who are typically in those roles of making decisions as people who have cool heads?
So no, this is what I'm saying. Like this has happened before. So I think it was like one time in like the 60s, like during the Cold War, or not the 60s, but like the 80s, during the Cold War, where in Russia there was like there's like the guy who was working in like this nuclear facility. He was like in charge of like being the one that pushed the button that shot the nukes, right? And like on his screen, like on the radar that he was looking at, there seemed to be like a bunch of nuclear warheads heading from America to Russia. And in that event, he was supposed to, as soon as he saw something like that, hit mutually assured destruction, hit the button to shoot the rockets. And like in that moment, he was like, he thought to himself like, oh my God, I could, I'm not sure if this is like right or not. And so he like checked and double checked to make sure that like what he was seeing was actually right. And it was wrong, of course. He saw that like the system was having a malfunction. But if he were to do his job the way he was supposed to do his job, Russia would have launched nukes at America. And that would have probably been the end of the world. But because he had a cool head about it and, thought it through and checked and double checked, we're here today talking about this.
Yeah, I think you told me about this story before, and it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the reason that story is so impactful is because it's an anomaly.
But that's what I'm saying is that I hope that, the person who actually has to push the button decides, or the people above him, there's people above him who are not the leader, are like, no, we're not going to destroy the world for your, ego or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my hope in humanity. That's about the extent of it.
And that's about what it is. It's a hope. But
Yeah.
is it realistic? I wouldn't count on it. You know what I mean? I'd hope for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that. I would not expect that.
It would depend.
I would hope that it doesn't come down to one dude and that the countries involved are educated enough to at least acknowledge that regardless of who the victor is, engaging the world in nuclear warfare is mutually assured destruction and would result in the extermination of humankind.
Yeah.
I would hope that they'd be smart enough to be like, well, I don't want to lose, but there won't be a country anymore.
Right.
If I do this.
Right.
Earth won't exist anymore. So maybe we should not do it. So I don't know. But like you said, you just gotta hope. You just gotta hope. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd bug out. I'd try to shelter down, take care of my friends, take care of my family, get through it, try to survive, stay out of trouble, and if I can, take advantage of an economic turn. And I feel like that's pretty humble.
I feel like even in the event of nuclear war, America is probably a pretty safe place to be, just because of the geography of it all. We're surrounded by allies physically, with Mexico and Canada, and then we have oceans on both sides, and then we have nuclear defense systems. So I feel like it. Well, I mean, in continental U.S.,
Yeah.
I mean, Alaska and Hawaii might be forfeit, but in the continental U.S., we're probably all right.
Yeah,
nuclear wise.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said at the beginning, it depends on if nukes are involved. Because if they are, I should probably leave America. I should probably go to fucking Iceland. You know what I'm saying? Or some bumfuck.
But that's
nowhere.
what I'm saying. Like even if nukes are involved, it won't be a nuclear blast that kills you.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Just because one nuke is involved doesn't mean that the Earth ends. There are several different possible timelines where we all die. Only America gets nuked, and only America and Russia and China get nuked, and it's bad for the planet, but it can recover, and we're okay. There are timelines where nukes are involved, and Antarctica doesn't get exterminated. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is I'm going to try and hope for those and bug out to countries where I'm less likely to get killed. And if fucking the Earth is going to end, then it doesn't matter anyway. At least I gave it my best shot.
Right.
But, dude, that would suck to fucking just stay in America and then die because I didn't just move to a country that didn't get hit and those countries are okay and we live on. Are you kidding me? I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to try to go to a country that's statistically less likely to be hit, is remote geographically from those locations, and do my best to fucking statistically stay alive. Why wouldn't I?
But what I'm saying is I think that even in the event that other people were targeting, if China and Russia were targeting America with nukes, the continental U.S. is remote enough to survive, like to not get hit.
Yeah,
We're remote enough, and we have the technology to defend ourselves.
Well, that's the thing. We have the technology to defend ourselves. We can intercept like a ridiculous spectrum of fucking overseas missiles.
Do you know what this might be a little bit too topical, but do you know what the what is the Iron Dome is for Israel?
Do I know what is the Iron Dome is for Israel?
Do you know what the Iron Dome is?
The Iron Dome?
Dome. I said dome.
Yeah, so did I. I do.
Okay. So they got that from America.
Yeah. No, I'm aware.
So we probably
not only do we have the ability to intercept, but if America put its mind to attacking, we can also destroy another city from on the other side of the planet.
To be honest, America can shut down our Navy alone. We wouldn't even need the rest of the military.
Our
the
boats
Navy
can fire a fucking missile or a nuclear warhead that can destroy a city from anywhere in the fucking planet.
Yeah, the Navy alone could probably win the war by itself.
Right, and so that's why I'm saying I agree that we're safe, but that we're safer. But that's not. I feel like Russia and China know that, and that's why in the past, in 2023, they were trying to form an alliance with each other because they're trying to win economically. You get what I'm saying? If they can grow their alliance, their economic alliance.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the war?
You're asking. How? Because if their economy, we don't know when World War III is going to happen. You get that?
Well, we do.
Well, yes, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The listeners don't. So if they have enough time to become an economic superpower that rivals America, that does a lot for the war. Because the reason that our military is so insane is because our military spending is so insane. If they have an economy that matches, if not exceeds ours, they can very much get to that level. Now, it will take them years. Right. It will take them decades. Right. But we don't know when. They don't know. You get what I'm saying?
I'm looking at this as if
it happened right now.
Let's say that
I like to chart out all the possible outcomes, Oscar.
Right.
You get me?
I understand. Let's say that the war started, and I'll just pick a random date. But let's say October 21st of 2023. That is the date that the war started. I'm saying that. In that event,
interesting period.
Yeah, in that event, I think America would be.
Oh yeah,
all right.
yeah. I think we'd come out on top for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. I think the safest place to be is either somewhere that's not a target in America, or some fucking city, some fucking country that's in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
think if you're away from the coast of America, you're probably okay. Because I don't see a world in where
Iceland's not getting hit. I'm sorry. Iceland's not getting nuked. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting nuked. They're not.
Right, but I'm saying that getting to Iceland for a regular Joe Schmo person during wartime would probably be a very difficult feat.
It would if it was in the middle of the war, but if we knew it was coming, I could do it ahead of time.
But you don't know it's coming. You wouldn't know it was coming. It would just happen.
Yeah, but if I get drafted, it's fucked anyway. And yeah, I could probably get to Iceland if it happened today. I could probably do it. I could probably get on a plane and get there. You can still get on a fucking plane. It depends. If they shut down all flights leaving America, then obviously, Oscar, I'm not leaving the country. But I don't think that would happen day one. So I would leave. It's totally possible. It's totally feasible. Totally feasible.
I wonder what the policies would be for refugees in that scenario, because then it would be quite funny for because I feel like a lot of people would do that, but there are a lot of Americans who don't like when refugees refugees of war come to America, but the moment that World War III would break out, they would be trying to leave and go to other countries and be like, hey, you gotta let us in, we're a refugee of war.
You think so? You think they call themselves a refugee of war?
Yeah. because they wouldn't want they would have to, because you couldn't legally stay in that country. They would send you. They would deport you back. So you would have to be.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Because if you weren't a refugee, you would have your 3 months or however long you had with your visa, and then they would deport your ass right back to America.
Yeah. I would just bug out somewhere and try to get off the grid, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had,
but I mean, I don't know what language they speak in Iceland, but you would have to like not be around any people, and then
I could. There's some pretty isolated towns.
Yeah,
I would figure it out. I'd figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
You would have to hope they would be cool with you. You know
I have
what I'm
Google
saying?
Translate on my phone, dude.
Okay.
I went to Japan, and I went to areas of Japan where they don't speak a lick of English. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't speak it at all.
Yeah, but what I'm
survive.
saying is you have to hope that they're not. They wouldn't like turn you into the authorities and say like, "Hey, this motherfucker isn't
You're right.
here legally."
I would have to take that risk. You're right.
Yes.
And I would do it because I need to survive.
Right.
So that's that.
All right. Yeah.
If I wasn't able to leave America, I would bug out to. There's 2 places I would go to. I have 2 places in my mind that I could seek shelter in, and they're both extremely remote, self-sufficient places with lots of weaponry and livestock.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would probably do. I just go off the grid.
I think I'm the person, like, even if I wasn't a part of the military, I'm not going to kid myself. Even if I could bug out somewhere, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm not a farmer. I'm not, I have no knowledge of tilling the land. Like, I would probably die very soon after, like, the first winter would be it for me, because I wouldn't know how to, like, I could probably learn how to hunt, like, or like kill animals, but like I don't know how to grow food. I don't know, what crops to, survive the best during winter, and like how to grow. Like every time that I've tried to grow a plant, it's died. So like I have no machinations about me being this like guy who could live off the land. And like I'm not Bear Grylls.
Yeah, I mean, I have people in my circle that are, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I can be like a helper,
Yeah.
and contribute, and not, have to do that. But you don't have to go be a farmer. You could go to fucking Suttons Bay, Michigan, a town in the middle of, the Great Lakes that's not economically targetable for any country. Is a small town. You know what I'm saying? And just live out. Like it's not like restaurants are going to shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the
Right.
Great Depression. Like you could
But
go to
like
a small town.
But during wartime, a lot of resources are going to be diverted away, like food, manufacturing. All that stuff is going to be diverted toward the war. That's what happened in World War
Yes,
II.
but that typically what you typically see is that people have to make decisions as to what that resource is, how much of it, and when. And when those decisions are made,
No, the United States can just nationalize an industry and tell them that all you're doing is making stuff for the war.
no, I understand that. But if they did that, their people would starve.
That's what I'm saying. Is that
I'm saying they don't do that. I'm saying
they've had times to where they've had to go to rations.
what I'm trying to tell you, Oscar, is that they would not say every single restaurant in the fucking United States cannot serve its customers.
Of course,
you're going to be okay.
Of course, I'm saying that wouldn't happen, but I'm saying that restaurant, its supply lines wouldn't be a normal supply line.
Yes.
And most restaurants are barely hanging on as it is, especially in those small towns. And so if anything...
No, that's not true. In the small town I brought up, they're not barely hanging on. They're doing quite well.
Yeah, I understand that. Right now, when they're able to get like all their food from their regular sources and stuff like that.
There's not
But
like
if
a
you were
fucking... I don't even think there's like a serious military base over there.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. Is that if...
They're a town,
They
just like with anything.
I assume that the restaurant that you're talking about doesn't like kill their own cows and like make their own meat.
No, they fish. There's
Right.
the Great Lakes are right there.
Right.
They literally just fish.
Okay, I can see that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is that there's places you can go. The United States is a very big country, Oscar.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of minimizing loss. It's just a matter of, okay, well, if you know they're going to do that, how can you take advantage of that knowledge to best your situation? Oh, well, I'll probably go to an area that is self-sufficient, that doesn't have to give all of its supply to the government, and I can be okay and off the grid. Well, that narrows it down to like hundreds of towns, Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds. You'd be fine. There's plenty of places you can go where that's minimized. If you have the knowledge, you can plan for it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in your mind, are you just fucked? Are you like, well, I'll just curl up and die. It doesn't matter where I go. I'm fucked and I won't be able to eat.
There are a lot of things that would happen that are unforeseen. You'd have to like take into account that a lot of people would get drafted and go into the war.
Yep.
So a lot of people would leave.
Yep. I agree with that.
This is a.
I just feel like you can account for the things that you know about. And then you have
to hope that these people don't bug out themselves.
What are you going to do? Not do that?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Is you gotta hope that these people don't bug out themselves, and like the restaurant owner doesn't decide like, oh, I'm not safe here, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah, I mean, we could sit and talk about all the ways that it could possibly go wrong, or we could make plans for what we could do. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure. If you narrow down the town and you go there and the restaurant bugs out, you're SOL. But like, it's not like you could have planned for that. How could you plan for that? You know?
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying is I'm saying coming from like a logistics standpoint, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. That I think that's where we're differing. I know from a planning and because it was my job for so long that the slightest thing going wrong has a huge repercussion of
I think I know that concept.
Right, but when planning for like food and stuff like that,
you might I think you think that I'm like overly confident or something, but all I'm saying is there's no use in taking the mentality of everything's going to be fucked up.
You just have to hope for the best.
And you have to plan for what you can. And that's it. You should know that from a logistics perspective.
Yes,
you can't plan for every negative outcome. So you have to go, okay, well, what's the acceptable risk, right? This could happen, this could happen. Okay, well, what else am I going to do?
I'm saying you have to have like a backup plan just in case.
Sure. I agree with that 100%. You should have a backup plan.
Yes.
100% I agree with you. But that's what I'm saying. The first step is finding a place where you're most likely to be okay, right? And then from there, like, okay, well, if this happens, I have to do this. I might have to move to another town. You know what I'm saying? I think you could make the argument that it would benefit you to become as self-sufficient as possible, as quickly as possible, right? Like, maybe you don't have to learn how to like till the land, but I don't know, learn how to fish, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, like learn how to fish and gut a fish and cook for yourself, right? Or like...
Well, in that scenario, I'd be fucking dead because I don't eat fish. But...
I think if your life depended on it and the only food you have is fish, you'd eat the fucking fish. You're not going to just kill yourself.
Yeah, I really am scared to find out whether if that's true or not.
That's your nightmare scenario.
Yeah, it is my nightmare scenario. You have to
survive off of fish
I literally am scared of ever ending up like on a deserted island and having to, and like the only food around is like fish and coconuts because like I hate both of those things.
Not figuratively?
Not figuratively, no.
Wow. I mean, I'm scared of living on a deserted island because you're gonna die there. Like you're 99.99% gonna die there.
Like I said, I'm not Bear Grylls. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
Even Bear Grylls would die there. That's my point.
I think he'd have a better shot than me.
He's gonna die though. Like, it doesn't matter how long you're able to live. No one's gonna get to you. No one's gonna rescue you. You're gonna die there.
Right, but if you can live, I feel like Bear Grylls could probably live sustainably.
That still sucks cock though. I'm sorry. Do you want to live out the rest of your years alone, isolated on a small island where you know every square foot of it and there's nothing to do except eat coconuts and fish for the next 60 years of your fucking life?
I mean, some people...
you know what I'm saying, though?
You know, as an introvert, that doesn't sound awful, but...
You really think that wouldn't be awful?
I mean, yeah, it'd be a lot worse than what it is now.
It'd be fucking terrible, Oscar.
Yeah.
You would lose your fucking mind. Anybody would.
I have a question, and I don't even know if you're going to understand this reference, but do I have a volleyball?
Okay, I have seen the fucking what's it called? Tom Hanks and fucking the volleyball and Wilson and shit like that.
Castaway.
I have seen Castaway, so I do understand the reference on that one.
Okay,
but
good.
you'd go fucking insane. Like that's what I'm saying. Like dude, on the real, if I ended up on a fucking deserted island, my only hope is someone finding me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just gonna like.
But in order to do that, you would need to be alive.
Bro, I probably got 5 years. If no one finds me in 5 years, I might just kill myself, bro.
And then the day you do, like a cruise
They
passes
find
by.
you, yeah. As I'm like hanging myself, I see them on the horizon.
Yeah.
I could imagine that happening. That would be my luck. That would be my luck, dude.
I feel it.
That's something I think about is like knowing my luck. When I die, it turns out that like religion was real.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, oh, well, you didn't believe. You're going to hell.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I should have seen that shit. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
You
Buddhism
gotta-
was right.
Right.
And now I got to be fucking resurrected as a fucking snail, as a
Yeah.
fucking cricket.
I feel like being resurrected, like or reincarnated as a bug, is probably the best case scenario because you're not going to live for too long.
You think that's the best case scenario?
Of course, not being human sucks, but I'm saying that if you were to be born as anything, I'd rather be born as like a fly that's going to live 2 days than die and then have a chance to get resurrected again as like a person.
so
Then,
the person
like,
is the best case scenario.
Yeah, I'm
Not the
saying
bug.
obviously.
Oh, okay.
if you would want to be resurrected, you want to be resurrected and then be a
I
human
can think
again.
of a better one. Resurrect me as an amoeba, and then I die in like 2 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Is that
That's
you
better
want
than a bug.
you want something, you want to be resurrected as something that is either a human, so
Right.
you can have thoughts and consciousness.
The problem with your
or-
logic is that in most religions where resurrection is believed to be true, most, not all, what you get resurrected as is preordained, typically based on your actions in your previous life.
Right.
So, like, it's not like... Yeah, it's not like you can be a good amoeba. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you got dude, you could. If you just have to work your way back up. Like, if you died and they were like, yeah, we're looking at your eval sheet here, and we got you slated as a fucking sea cucumber. You didn't do shit in your human life. You know what I'm saying? If you
I wouldn't want to be like, I wouldn't want to be brought back as like a coral to where
God,
like
you just have to sit
like,
there
like I'm
for
just sitting there. I'm
years?
just sitting there on the bottom of the ocean floor, and I can't die.
and you like have to like feed on like plankton and like
Exactly.
sunlight.
I don't know how long. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how long coral lives, but I assume it's a pretty long time.
It's probably at least like 5 years.
Yeah, and like I just have to sit there and be coral for forever.
You
and then,
you could get resurrected as one of those sea creatures that's actually immortal.
Yeah,
that
like a
could
lobster.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's that would suck, dude.
like a lobster. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
And your
fucking try.
memory? No, fuck that.
Dude,
I mean, we know it's not.
I tried anything to kill myself.
We know it's not how, dude. For real.
Like as a coral.
Like you try and like get the attention of predators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
just a suicidal starfish.
Yeah.
Oh, starfish would suck.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. There's some things that are just ass to be
there are
brought back
fish that
as.
there are fish that like their diet is eating the feces of other fish and like
What is,
cleaning fish, like eating the filth off of them.
There's like a butterfly or something. There's something that like once it goes to the larval stage and like becomes the adult version. I think it's a
I know what you're
butterfly.
talking about. It has like a
loses
week
its-
to live or some shit.
No, it loses its mouth. And then it can't eat anymore, and it just starves to death. It breeds and then starves to death and dies.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Nick was
dude,
telling me
fuck
about that, and he was
bro.
like, they're as soon as they become like a butterfly, they have to fuck like crazy.
Yeah, and
that's
then
it.
die.
They die. They have to reproduce and then die. Yeah, no, I agree. There's some pretty fuck. That's an interesting topic though, because we know that you don't have your memories when you get resurrected as a human. Obviously, otherwise you'd have humans walking around remembering shit.
Yeah.
But we don't know if this is assuming resurrection happens. It could be the case that if you get resurrected as another thing, that you do have your memories, but if you get resurrected as a human, you don't. You know?
Right.
So like what if all plants are just like conscious humans that
Dude, I
can't
wouldn't.
speak,
Dude,
and they can
imagine
just see
being
you.
brought back as like a tree in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my god!
And then you're
because
just
trees
like-
don't even see.
Yeah,
you're
you-
just conscious.
You're just alive, living, having a fucking woodpecker burrow into you.
And some fucking lumberjack comes over and cuts you down for
Yeah, and
fucking turn you into a porch.
That would be the greatest day of my life, being put out of my fucking misery.
Let me finally die.
Yes.
And then you have to live as a porch.
Yeah.
You don't die. You have to live as a fucking like
until
2x4.
until your wood gets burned, like or rots altogether. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Man,
dude.
this show got depressing, dude.
yeah, I think I would want to be resurrected as a human. Hopefully, a human that was born in like America, and then like
If you had to be resurrected as an animal with your consciousness, what would you do?
dude,
dog?
dog, 100%.
Because dogs still get to chill, or a cat. Cats would be good too. Because cats are just as agile. They get treated really well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
They're not expected to like follow orders. That's true. And you can just like chill. Haven't
True.
you ever like
Imagine
looked at a
being-
house cat and been like, man, I wish I was you today, bro?
Imagine
Yeah.
being resurrected as a dog, and then like the dog that you are, you're like a fucking German Shepherd, and then they make you work for a police. They put you to work.
No, they put
as,
you
like,
in a fighting ring. Even
Yeah,
worse.
you're like
a
one of
pit bull
those-
that they put in a fighting ring.
You're like one of those police working dogs. So like, not only are you an animal, but you have to work 9 to 5 too.
Smelling
like,
coke.
Yeah, so you don't even get to like have like a house or anything
but you
like
don't
that.
get paid
And
for
you
your
don't
work.
get paid for work at
Yeah.
all. They just make you sniff cocaine all day. Like,
Although I will say, if you had your previous memories, let me bring this up for debate. If you had your previous memories of being a human or whatever, that's fine. But you would have a dog's brain, so you would still like most of the things that like dogs are addicted to, like treats. You'd still like because they still
Yeah.
light up your neural pathways. You still have all the like genes of previous dogs in your neurons.
Right.
So you might end up like either being in conflict with your nature, or you might end up just like succumbing to it and
Yeah.
liking treats and liking being pet
or
and shit.
if you're a pit bull, liking like just destroying 5-year-olds.
Honestly, that would be pretty sick if you could just fucking kill people as a pit.
just
You know what I'm saying?
tearing them apart limb from limb.
Yeah. A cat. Oh, where they're like worshipped as gods.
Yeah.
In Egypt and shit. What, dude? I saw a fucking YouTube short today that I think it was Istanbul, where it was just like it was like a government
Not Constantinople?
Constantinople, not Constantinople.
Whatever.
It was like a fucking government checkpoint in like an airport or something where you have to walk through one of those like metal detector doors, and they just had a fucking cat that they let chill on like the main platform that just like watches you. They fucking love cats, dude. Which, funny enough, I was telling Oscar this is the opposite in Japan. So they love cats in Japan. Don't get me wrong, but they have this superstition that cats are like spiritual beings, and they like they tamper with souls on their way to the afterlife. So that superstition is so ingrained in their culture. A funeral director, the guys you hire, the funeral director, the guy you hire to like basically event plan the funeral, right? Part of his like budget spread that he gets you to pay for, there's a small amount of money that he takes to handle the logistics of ensuring that there are no cats at the funeral. Like, that's how serious they are. They like spend like $3,000 to make sure there's not like a cat that shows up, because if a cat shows up at all in the funeral, everyone there believes that like that person's soul might like get fucked with in the afterlife. I just thought that was interesting. They're like, nope, no cats.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Like, not allowed. I'm gonna need 3. Just imagine paying $66,000 for your fucking dad's funeral, and like $6,000 are like expenses to ensure that like a cat doesn't show up.
Yeah.
That no pussy is present for your dad's funeral. That's kind of fucked up,
Yeah.
That's kind or like he floats onto the afterlife,
And then they won't let him in.
and then he
because
sees
there's
a
like
cat. Yeah, he sees a cat, and he's like, "Ah, fuck, dude."
Those cheap motherfuckers.
Yeah. They skipped out. Should have got the cat insurance, bro.
Yeah. imagine living like a good life, like saving a child from like a fire and stuff like that. And like you're finally going to get to go to heaven. And then you're only stopped because your fucking deadbeat son didn't pay for fucking cat insurance.
Oh,
and so
God.
now you have to like toil in purgatory for the rest of existence.
Damn, that was
Yeah.
metal. Let the fucking archangels take him.
Let the archangels tangle. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should be getting out of here soon.
Can you clean that holographic pocket pussy, please? Because that's been sitting on your desk.
Actually,
and, like,
it's self-cleaning.
You serious?
You think it wasn't? You think that that would be like their most treasured item and it wouldn't be self-cleaning? Oh, do you have a lot to learn about
I
the
guess
universe?
that's fair.
Yeah. Well,
You mind if I borrow it later?
sure. Yeah.
It's self-cleaning.
That's gay as hell.
Well, I'd like to thank special
Hey,
shout out.
Turn down AI Micah.
Yeah,
'cause-
special shout out to AI Micah for joining us this
Oh no. This AI is pretty fucking spot on.
yeah, it is pretty spot on. It's got his cough down to like an exact
We need to wrap
science.
this up. I don't like
Yeah.
where this is going.
Yeah, but thank you guys for joining us. If you can, like and share the video, or
If
else
you
we'll
can.
die.
No, do it even if you can.
Even if you
Make
can't,
it happen.
Even if you don't have fingers,
Hands.
do that shit with your nose.
Limbs. You got accessibility options.
Yeah, exactly.
Google that shit. Siri that shit.
Make sure you like and share the video. Be sure to subscribe. We're
Leave
so
a-
close to 50.
We are. Leave a fucking. Well, no. In the future, we have
in the future we have a
millions.
billion, but
Is it a billion now?
it's over like 6 billion.
Oh, I don't even care. We make so much money. I don't even look at it
Yeah,
anymore.
like it's
honestly.
fucking
I
wild,
don't
dude.
even
I
know
have
how
so
much.
many. I have so many fucking credits.
Yeah, especially now that you got that God Emperor gig.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. They have to send me like one virgin woman a month. It's
That queen
crazy.
did not like you though, dude. You were trying to raise her up. She was not feeling that, bro. I'm sorry. Like I'm not trying to
Okay.
hate on my friend.
Doesn't matter. Had sex. So anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us for yet another week of debate about World War III.
Yeah, yet another.
Yet another.
Yeah.
But with that, you never know what anybody's going through, so be kind to everybody. And with that, AI Micah, take us out of here. All right.
Wow.
Ending transmission.